Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boyz who take the lead.
Ball shot. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to CONCACAF World Cup Qualifier. Watch along between the Reggae Boyz versus British Virgin Islands. Jamaica versus British Virgin Islands. This is Ball Chat. Watch along. My name is Benton. George, aka Junior, the engineer, is running a bit late, so he will jump on when he can, or he will call in one of the above family. But a game is kicking off in 26 minutes. There are about approximately 26 minutes from the stadium, AO Stadium down there in British Virgin Island. You know what? I think for the Reggae Boyz, ultimately, the objective, of course, is to win the football game. The game will be shown. Our game is live on CONCACAF Go. We'll get to the particulars of where the game is shown if you're in Jamaica and other parts of the world. First and foremost, we have to salute to the listeners. Big up, thank you. And as always, big up to all the listeners. Wherever you're watching us, which side of the globe, wherever you're watching us, big up. Thank you always for joining us. Now to the business at hand. Let's get to the starting 11. Let's get to the starting 11, family. A few changes for Coach Steve McLaren. And you know what? Let's get to British Virgin Islands starting 11 first. And Coach David Pearce, British Virgin Island, is officially eliminated from any sort of chance to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So they have a new manager in David Pearce, who's taking the reins took the reins, and so David Pearce is trying to build something in the British Virgin Islands in terms of football. So they have their own metrics or objectives that they want to meet. So the starting 11 for Coach David Pearce of British Virgin Islands, and they're going with a 4-4-1 sort of layout, 4-4-1-1 sort of layout. Beckles in goal, young player. You have Price and Wilshire at the centre back role. Big up Bertie on the left back position, Javier on the right back position. Mars and Gallimore will have to do a lot of work in that midfield. This British Virgin Islands team played against St. Vincent and the Grenadines, came away with a 1-1 draw in that football game. So it's a work in progress, as again, this team was eliminated from the World Cup qualifier, as Mars and Gilmore will have to do a lot of work in that midfield. Tyler Forbes is the man who's going to have to create for this British Virgin Islands team. He can be a tricky player. Lacey is also on the left wing, could be dangerous. Jake Forbes leads the line for David Pearce team. But bottom line, 200 Jake Forbes and Splat. Splat leads the line, not Jake Forbes. Splat playing right behind. Forbes is playing right behind Splat. Bottom line, 207th FIFA rank British Virgin Island team. So you don't really expect much in terms of a strength against the Reggae Boyz. But again, the team is eliminated, stress-free. They're building something, hopefully, down in British Virgin Islands. And I want to emphasize that, we should have put some British Virgin Islands players on the flyer. So for all the British Virgin Islands fans out there, don't blame me, blame management, because, some of us were advocating heavily for equal opportunity representation. Big up to all the listeners. Now let's get to the Reggae Boyz. So 207th ranked British Virgin Islands has a tough task ahead of them today against, one of the big dogs in CONCACAF, against the Reggae Boyz. And of course, now the Reggae Boyz has business. This is kind of a business trip. It may not necessarily, whatever the outcome of today's game at the AO Stadium down in British Virgin Islands. Sunat ball game. Bottom line is that the Reggae Boyz must come away with 3 points. They have to come away with 3 points. That's the fundamental and first objective for Steve McLaren's team. Steve McLaren starting with Captain Andre Blake returns. Blake, the man of course of Philadelphia Union. Don't know a man, the man that run Philly. Philadelphia Union fame, MLS fame, of course, one of the best goalkeepers there is in CONCACAF. Andre Blake makes his return. Of course, he was missing from the Unity Cup. Centre back pairing Richard King and Mason Holgate. I thought Mason Holgate did quite well in the Unity Cup. Maybe it's because I play in England, I play in his own backyard. I thought he didn't do that well playing in Jamaica. But he did quite well, restore a lot of confidence in my confidence in his ability to play in a defensive setup for the Reggae Boyz. So Mason Holgate and Richard King may be in that centre back pairing. Damian Lowe is also starting. So we could see Richard King step into midfield, or we could see Lowe step into the midfield. We're not sure yet how they're going to line up. But as for the lay of the land, we're going to Richard King in the centre back pairing in the formation. And we'll see how things play out when the game starts. Left back, Greg Lee is in the left back position, makes his return. Lembegisa in the right back position. If there's any joy that British Virgin Islands wants, man called Forbes will have to have a field day with Dexter Lembegisa. And Dexter knows him always under the microscope. So he'll be ready for this game, He will be ready for this football game. Midfield pair, midfield setup for the Reggae Boyz. Jonathan Russell, John Russell in the midfield. Of course, he played in the Unity Cup, actually scored in the Unity Cup, so he's secured a starting role in this football game. Lowe, as I said, could step into midfield. Damari Gray may assume a 10 role based on what we've seen with the front three, the starting 11 for the Reggae Boyz. Damari Gray gets a start. I'm not a big fan of Damari Gray starting, but hey, let's leave that alone. We'll discuss that throughout the course of this watch along. Warner Brown will be my man down the middle. Cephas is on the left and Kaim Dixon is on the right. So that tells me that Damari Gray should be sliding into that 10 position. I know Junior, aka the man himself, the engineer, mentioned that potential or that possibility. So I guess Steve McLaren must have taken notes from Junior. So bottom line for the Reggae Boyz, 3 points. That is what the ultimate objective is today. It is no long talking. I mean, this is a business trip. You must get these 3 points. Don't drop points. Don't draw a game. But none of them foolishness, because ultimately what is important is to get these 3 points and then go into the final game against Guatemala, which is a more important game. Top 2 teams will advance from the group. So both Guatemala and the Reggae Boyz will leave the group. But if you finish in a number 1 slot, you have a better chance in terms of avoiding some of the pit bulls, some of the big dogs in CONCACAF in the final round of World Cup qualifiers. I'm talking about the Panamas of the world. You don't want to be drawn in a group where one team goes on to the World Cup and you end up have to fight with a Panama. So Reggae Boyz need these 3 points, and they have to get these 3 points against the 207 ranked team in FIFA ranking. So basically, family, as we look at things, the engineer says, them a watch ball shot, as in the Damari Gray, the Damari Gray start. Notably, of course, no Leon Bailey. I mean, you don't know. I think at some point you have to make a call. I think Leon has not been playing well in the shirt. So, you know what? If you cannot bench him now for this game, then I mean, this is British Virgin Islands. You're not supposed to need them Monday for them game. So ultimately, you have to go with the players I thought that did quite well in the Unity Cup. I thought Kaim Dixon was great, was very good, and Cephas was very good. I would have gone with Burrell instead of Warner Brown, but Warner Brown has earned his stripe from scoring in the last game, and it was actually lively in the game against St. Vincent and the Grenadines, if I'm remembering clearly, where he got that penalty. So I have no problems with Warner Brown starting. Definitely no problems with Warner Brown starting. The bench for both of these teams, Green, Travon, Kevin, Lazario, Harry Foden, Marshall, Aaron, Matt, Kolani, Nick, Alejandro, Simmons, and Ekai, Jerry, Williams, and Mama Chell are the players on the bench for British Virgin Islands, and coach David Perez. We just have to watch and see with British Virgin Islands. Here's a chance for the British Virgin Islanders to come forward and play some ball. Play some ball and push up against the so-called bigger team in the landscape of this contest. The Reggae Boyz bench looks like this. Dwayne, Busy Atkinson on the bench, Romario Williams, Jamali Waite, Tariq, Campbell, Casey Palmer, Rob bench. That Casey Palmer is probably screwing a little bit because of theme level competition. This is the type of competition where Casey Palmer strives against. Ravel Morrison, who this just labeled MK, Kyle Ming. Okay, come here, say who this with the initial MK. Kyle Ming is also on the bench for the Reggae Boyz. Latibadir, Burrell, Davis, Bell, Amari Bell, and Leon Bailey. And maybe a part of this decision from coach Steve McLaren is to basically say, you know what, you have a bigger game on Tuesday against Guatemala. So ultimately, he's probably, and his coaching staff is probably looking at that game also as they get ready for the British Virgin Islands game. I mean, this game should not require a whole heap of work, basically. Should not require a whole heap of work. But ball around. You still have to go out and do the job. Let's take a look at CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. We're going to look at how things are in CONCACAF and how the standing heading into this process, this round of matches, today's matches. You know what? Reggae Boyz sitting in Group E, as mentioned before. Guatemala is on top of the group, played an extra game. Guatemala played last night against Dominica. Reggae Boyz second on 6 points, Guatemala on 9 points. Guatemala has a superior goal difference, so ultimately you want to keep a close eye on that goal difference. So for the Reggae Boyz is win and try to score as many goals as possible. That would be, I think, the twofold, the two objectives for coach Steve McLaren and the Reggae Boyz in this football game. First, win, and then try to score as many goals as possible. Dominican Republic, Dominica both sitting on 3 points, and British Virgin Islands, as we say, them Canada. Not going to British Virgin Islands in terms of qualification and making it out of this group. They have already been eliminated. Looking at other groups in CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, there are 3 games kicking off in the 3 o'clock hour. Group A standing Honduras and Cuba both tied on points, 6 points. Honduras played one less game. Honduras is kicking off at 3 p.m. against Cayman Islands. One do expect Honduras to win that football game and subsequently take over the lead in Group A. Top 2 teams will go on. There's a lot to play for still in Group A because ultimately it's a pretty tight. Bermuda, in with a chance to get that second spot. We know it's the Cayman Islands now get the second spot. Bit strange here. Antigua definitely falling flat there in Group A. Expected a little bit more from Antigua in that group. Look a bit more, as in even past Cayman Islands. In Group B, CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, Group B is Trinidad and Tobago sitting on top 1 point ahead of Costa Rica. Trinidad and Tobago played a game extra, and last night they defeated St. Kitts and Nevis, the Sugar Boys of St. Kitts and Nevis. And that was a very important victory. The game ended, I think, 6-2 at the Hensley Crawford Stadium. I don't know if it's the Brian Lara Stadium now. But it was nice to see the Soca Warriors roll out. And the crowd was, it's a long time I haven't seen the crowd in the Twin Island, Trinidad and Tobago. There's so many people in the stand supporting the Soca Warriors. So the Dwight York sort of role as head coach of this team probably brought some injection of excitement around this team. So Trinidad and Tobago will and should book their place into the final round. So of course Trinidad and Tobago played Jamaica in the Unity Cup and played Ghana in the third place game. Trinidad and Tobago, it's good to see the Soca Warriors playing football again, competitive football, and you know, pushing close as they get to the final round of World Cup qualifiers. Trinidad and Tobago on 7 points in Group B. Costa Rica will play today also. Sitting in Group B on 6 points, second place. Grenada, Spice Boys of Grenada on 4 points. St. Kitts and Nevis, Sugar Boys from St. Kitts and Nevis on 3 points. And Bahamas at the bottom, officially eliminated. Group C, Curacao on 9 points, Haiti on 3 points. Haiti has a game today, so Haiti, I do expect Haiti will, do tie Curacao on 9 points. Haiti, of course, is probably the favorite in this football game. St. Lucia, no. Barbados, no. Anguilla, no, not gonna work. Those teams officially eliminated. Group D, Nicaragua sitting on 9 points. Panama sitting in second place on 6 points. Panama will play also today. Panama has a game in hand. Of course, Panama is one of the big dogs in this CONCACAF region. A very, very, very good outfit led by Coach Thomas Christiansen. So we do expect Panama and Nicaragua to go through from that group. Guyana and Montserrat, no, not gonna work. Holds up. Of course, we mentioned Group E with the Reggae Boyz. Group F, Suriname defeated Puerto Rico last night. Puerto Rico did expect a little bit more from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico sitting in second place on 4 points. El Salvador also in second on 4 points. El Salvador has a game in hand. The Vinci Heat on 3 points, and not gonna work. The engineer stuff let him in. Let's get the engineer admitted as the Reggae Boyz getting ready. The game is on CONCACAF, and the engineer for well, go on, General.
Oh God, yo, I was about to game a show.
CONCACAF YouTube channel, family.
Wait, them locked me out?
Who lock you out?
Don't think CONCACAF.
It's on the schedule. You mean them lock you out? We're seeing live images from Anguilla versus El Salvador getting ready to kick off. I don't think there's any restriction in our region.
Yeah, I'm in there now.
We have quite a few people. By the way, yeah. big up everyone. Let's see. The game's kicking off at 3 o'clock. Cayman Islands versus Honduras. Anguilla versus El Salvador. And of course, British Virgin Islands versus the Reggae Boyz. Talk to me about this this game, family, and the starting 11, and tell the people them why you didn't put in a British Virgin Island baller on the flyer.
Well, first of all, British Virgin Islands would have to earn the right to be on the flyer. That's number one. Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, when Jamaica played against America the other day, we said America was going to run us off the field, right? And so said, so done. And in this game, I expect Jamaica to run Virgin Islands out the field.
All right. No.
Sorry.
Starting 11.
I'm echoing really the sentiments of our coach, Steve McLaren, in the pre-match interview. He basically said that he sees that Virgin Islands are making strides and they are getting better, but Jamaica have to be ruthless. And I love that statement, because too many times people come in and be nice, you know, and say, oh, you know, we're hopefully we can give them a good game at British Virgin. No, it should be 4-5 love by halftime.
4-5 love at halftime. So what's your score prediction?
2-1 Jamaica.
4-5 love at halftime, but 2-1 Jamaica. Starting 11 for the coach for the Reggae Boyz.
Did you discuss the video?
Did we discuss the what?
Did you discuss the video?
No, I did not. I didn't. What video?
The video about with Suchman talking about how the camp have been idiot in there now.
Oh, the vibes dead in our camp.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did not. That's Leon Bailey. Allegedly, there's a video circulating where Leon Bailey allegedly said the vibes dead. Like, which if that's an accurate video, Balcha has not verified the video. But why a man record the video and then post it, brother?
Well, I think it was more like a youth. I think, you know, sometimes you record a video, you don't listen it back. So and the person who recorded the video is basically saying him hanging out with the baller and having Bridget beside him and say, yo, man, the man there with the baller, blah blah blah. But these phones are so sophisticated nowadays that the microphones can pick up a pin drop. And we clearly heard what was said. So, I mean,
only speak about starting.
but that ties into the starting 11 conversation, because I said last week that no way, no how. If Cephas and Dixon are fit, they should be starting, and they are starting. And I also wanted Demari Gray to go down the middle, and I put in our group chat that it looks like Steve McLaren watches ball chat, because it seems like that is what he's doing. So I think the bigger question mark in this starting 11 is more around Richard King and Damian Lowe and how they communicate with each other, because both players like to play going forward. Both players like to expand themselves, so that communication when one leaves the gap and the other one stays home have to be sound, and that's what I'm looking for right now.
So who do you see going into that midfield role? And big up to all the people watching us wherever you're watching us from. Smash the like button. Remember, if it's smash the like button, tell a friend about the show, whichever corner of the world you're watching us from. So is it Lowe that goes into midfield, or is it Richard King?
They both can go into midfield as long as they communicate and alternate, and they will present. Because remember, Jamaica even flirted with the back three against Nigeria, right? So there might be a part of the game plan where the one of the back two step up into the midfield so that they can create pressure on the ball from earlier up, while the wing backs come back and drop back into space. Or it could be that John Brown or Mason Holgate will drop back in as centre backs as well, so that they are better passers of the ball, so that first pass coming from the back line will be more accurate. I mean, we see teams employing this strategy. Inter Milan did that well until the Champions League final.
The most important time when you need to do it well. The AO Shirley Recreation ground down there in British Virgin Islands. The umbrellas are out. Why, sun hot? Junior, a sun at ball game, aka we don't know so the Caribbean sun no normal.
Wait. I reach a man, does I reach? Oh, what is this?
The Caribbean sun no normal. Talk to me about this reach man them just a reach.
But it look like the bus just reached the
The
Virgin
bus just
Islands.
pull up, brother.
Oh, what the bus?
Bus just pull up. 1 minute away, but you don't need to do nothing. You already know your gears. You don't need to do nothing and pull up as in the British Virgin Island players them just coming out. How kind of bus that? Juta?
A Juta, yeah.
Just coming out of there.
All right, hold on. To my knowledge, and Jamaica, but Jamaica man that even walk out of a bus. How would they back? Yo. And
So wait, a Jamaican team that just the bus just arrived in Jamaican. Yo, Mr. White youth, the son of beat him. Put on some. The man red. Yo, family, clearly we're not kicking off at 3 p.m. here.
Hold on. People.
Maybe there was traffic.
No, it's a party. And this brother stop Liam Bale if I ask him a question. Oh, I'm going to take picture.
Yeah, Leon Bailey have on his head, yeah. A man want to take a picture with the baller.
Hold on.
Yeah, baller, a match time, brother. Tell the man say afterwards you link him.
No, let me make sure it's live. Oh, it's a technical. Oh, I see. The stadium has lost power.
What power do you need, Junior? It's
in a sun hat.
It's sun hot. Players are walking out. So what's going on here? We're not having a kickoff. What's going on here?
So hold on. So because the stadium, I want to know how long. Look, listen to me. JFF, we are with you.
What do you mean we are? What?
Because when JFF have light problem, we clone them. This is a World Cup qualifier. And let me tell you something about that. It is obvious that light gone at the stadium from morning because the players are just arriving. That means they know there's no light at the stadium. So them say, yo, nobody leave the hotel.
Junior, why do you need light? It's sun hot.
No, because VAR, you have
there's no VAR in World Cup in CONCACAF.
Of course there's VAR in World Cup.
There is no VAR. You think these Bush League teams these teams in the more rural region part them have they're not on VAR region. Yo, how it is? This is not sophisticated. So technical difficulties, stadium lost power. Family, we'll await further information from CONCACAF.
So I'm confused. No, you know what? Maybe the game is playing and the YouTube stream is down. Because right now they're re-showing videos. This isn't live video.
Okay, all right. So, but then the score would have been updating live. But on CONCACAF page itself, there's nothing going on. So that tells me neither CONCACAF page nor the FIFA page, which I would presume would be updating the score live, there's no change. AI Sport, not even the AI are run the game.
Because them don't have power.
Football family, delayed start here in the British at AO Shirley Stadium in British Virgin Island. Yo, somebody down at British Virgin Island, give me an update on the ground. Tell us what's going on.
They don't have power. I you know what? They keep showing that White House on the hillside. I feel is a party going up there yesterday and the man them suck out the power. They just keep seeing that White House they show on the hillside, right?
Yeah, they keep showing that. They keep showing that. Now we're seeing there's.
Yeah, this isn't live. This is not live video.
Yeah, just music I play. Just music I play.
Apparently there are 6,000 Jamaicans living on BVI, right?
Yeah, I think I heard something along that lines. I don't remember the exact number. And Steve McLaren said, you know what? The man them need to roll out.
Yeah.
All right, football family, while we await the kickoff of the Reggae Boyz game, Junior, we can probably give an update on the other games that's currently going on.
Yeah.
Because Cayman and Honduras are playing right now. It's 0-0. El Salvador and who does El Salvador play?
Pull it up.
We're still not getting any official word from CONCACAF.
See them keep showing the big house them on the hillside.
Yeah, they might show the house them the place them up at top there. Let's see what. Let's.
Netherlands leading Finland 1-0. England beat Andorra 1-0. USA plays Turkey momentarily. Canada plays Ukraine momentarily. Mexico plays Switzerland top of the hour. That's it. Let me see.
And just a reminder, listeners, the breakdown of how many spots respective confederation will get for the 2026 World Cup. We'll go through that here as we await. So this is clearly, I guess, yeah. Big up yourself, lady. Now your shirt there. You were saying something, Junior.
Oh, Anguilla and El Salvador currently tied 0-0. Cayman Islands and Honduras currently tied 0-0. Both games under 5 minutes in.
World Cup spots by
Aruba plays Haiti at 5, and Bahamas play Costa Rica at 7. Belize hosts Panama at 9 p.m. Yesterday's games, Nicaragua defeated Guyana 1-0. Guatemala defeated Dominican Republic 4-2. Trinidad and Tobago defeated St. Kitts and Nevis 6-2. Curacao defeated St. Lucia 4-0. Suriname defeated Puerto Rico 1-0. And Cuba defeated Antigua and Barbuda 1-0. And that was the Friday matches.
FIFA World Cup 2026. See, so the FIFA page is definitely updating games. You know, but of course this game is currently the Reggae Boyz game. We're still waiting for kickoff, family, down in British Virgin Island.
Yeah.
So soon as we hear something, we'll let the family know. Nothing on the CONCACAF page news. Referee Brian Lopez.
Let me check the JFF Twitter page and see if they posted it.
Yeah, see our CONCACAF social media handle. See if we hear anything from them people there. But no, the game haven't started yet, family. Reggae Boyz versus British Virgin Islands. The note that we're getting here is that technical difficulties, stadium lost power. And yes, your question is probably why we care about power, because BM said there was, big up BM. BM says there was an incident yesterday where DR team bus crashed. The Guatemala versus DR game was delayed. Yep, big up for the info, BM. Michelle, big up yourself. Michelle said big up ball chat. Surely we're going to win this. BM says that if Jamaica fails to win, just disband the JFF.
Might as well.
Football family, no, we haven't received any new kickoff time. We don't know when we are kickoff, and we know it's a junior have Saturday barbecue for 10 to and other events to deal with. So them need to start the ball game soon, cause outside the weather nice.
Well, it's supposed to rain today, don't it?
And it was supposed to rain today, yeah. So, all right. So let's get through some other news, family. Brazil in CONMEBOL kicked off the reign of Carlo Dan Angelotti. They ended up drawing that first game. Drew that first game. Any major takeaways from that first game with Carlo in the dugout, family?
For me, it's the organization. No, Brazil, and this is how far, and it's too easy to say, but this is how far Brazil has fallen off. That last year, this time, I would expect Ecuador to win. And looking at this game, it's only the first game, but Carlos seemed to have gotten the defensive organization back. I think Casemiro had a very good game, personally. But Brazil need a number 9. They need a number 9. They tried with Richarlison. They also tried with not as a number 9, but the Chelsea baller on the right wing, except for Rodrigo, who wasn't even in the squad. But then bringing in Esteval, and the jury's still out, but at least Brazil was more composed defensively.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see that kid get more playing minutes, more playing time on the field. The fact that he was able to grace the park over Savinho and others is a good thing. He's done well in Brazil, so why not? Why not roll him out and let him get some valuable minutes? But Brazil, the standing for CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers, Argentina, of course, the big dog, on 34 points, already booked this place. Ecuador on 24 points, Paraguay 24 points, and this is a pleasant surprise to see Paraguay doing so well. Brazil in 4th spot on 22 points, Uruguay in 5th spot on 21, Colombia also on 21 in 6th, Venezuela, Bolivia, Peru, and Chile round out the top 10. What going with Colombia, family?
Nothing other than them time run out. They've been, James Rodriguez, they've been depending on him for far too long. They didn't set up a transition period. I even don't even think that James had one couple good World Cup games. I haven't done anything since then. And Colombia had hitched their wagon to him. And I think that is what you see happening to Colombia right now. They cannot transition well to our next baller, and that's hurting them.
But I mean, don't you think he still have some I mean, he does have something still to avoid, to give this Colombian outfit.
Does he?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't. It's so hard to tell. I don't want to say I don't know, but the thing I know for a fact is he only had one good World Cup. Nothing else, club or country since then. So you can't hit your wagon to him. You just can't. And think that you want to. A Colombian fan cannot be angry at you asking that question, right? When they are dependent on a player that has failed everywhere else other than the one World Cup. So that's where I put the teams in South America. Chile was the first one that I witnessed myself, and no Colombia. They don't and Uruguay is in that position as well. They do not set up a transition plan for their generations. Chile had it with El Matador. What his name again? Salah. Remember Salas? Marcelo Salas.
Yeah, Marcelo, yeah.
And then them just fall to the wayside. And then all of a sudden you have the Viking, right? Name Vidal and my boy with the Arsenal used to play for Arsenal and go Manchester United. You had that little run, then fall off. That's what's happening with Colombia right now. I'm even willing to argue they have not recovered they haven't transitioned from Falcao as yet. And I think with the baller leaving Aston Villa and going to Saudi, I think that hurt Colombia as well.
Just a breakdown and remind listeners of the Reggae Boyz game. We're still waiting for the game to kick off. It's 3:15, 15 minutes over the kickoff time. We don't know exactly why it's still taking so long. They said that technical difficulties, power outage is the latest update. So we don't know what's going on. We just keep all our meds and say what time this game kicking off. 48 teams at the 2026 World Cup. Just a breakdown of the number of slots or number of teams from each confederation. Asia will get 8 teams.
Hold on, the game is playing. I told you so the game was playing at the feed.
Oh, game already. Oh, okay. Thank you, Junior.
They never want to cut you, but
no, man, you're good.
Jamaica into the box. When I suppose I can show this power stream? What do you think, Ben? Dad? Hold on. What kind of high school field is?
The AO Shirley Recreation Field.
YMCA field. Hey, I don't want to hear nobody at FIFA complain about National Stadium. What the fans them?
So wait, you have a feed that the game I play?
Yeah.
I mean, and
it's on the YouTube right now. Jamaica with a free kick deep in the Virgin Islands half. Put it into the box, heads go up, and it's a goal for Jamaica. I think is 1-0.
Yeah, game is going on.
And this look like Dixon, a Dixon score, or Warner Brown? Number 16.
Reggae Boyz leading 1-0.
They are practice matches, man.
Yeah, man, I practice much.
It's a school this. Y'all have Coca-Cola drink station. No, man. Mm-mm. Better show the feed a little bit.
You sure what?
You can't show the feed.
You want me to show the feed the CONCACAF can kick out with it? Family, we will not show the feed. We do not want to let Big Bad CONCACAF get upset with me. But it seems like there is technical difficulties going on with this.
Yeah, because they don't have any scoreboard or anything, no time clock. As Cephas breaks away again, puts the ball in the box. Oh, there's a big patch of dirt right on the left side of the 18 yard.
Reggae Boyz lead 1-0, family. It says 19 minutes in the ball game. So the game was going on all along.
Told you. Them start the game without the power, because the power was disconnected. So them start, and now the feed, don't know the banner comes up.
It's 1-0, Reggae Boyz leading. And now we have the score update. Richard King with the goal.
That wasn't Richard King. That was somebody shot.
And then said the feed gone again. He says there's a scoreboard on the wall. Yo, this is why I love World Cup qualifiers. You cannot tell me anything about World Cup qualifiers. I love it because it's not just about football. It may not necessarily be the best football you will see, but you get an inside view of other countries and you know how them try to give you the best version of football their way. Whether it's cricket pitch, whether it's mud up field, whether it's, I love World Cup qualifiers. And in fact, World Cup qualifiers is more a battle of attrition, in my opinion.
Translation, Benton is saying, bless their little heart.
Yes. Because, I mean, like, all this a big wall here with them have around a corner and so. I mean, what? What's the purpose of the wall? You know? The Mario Gray already, I have him on pan inside, the son I beat him.
Yeah, man.
What I want beside the referee. Son, yo, son not in a brethren. Actually, goal youth. No, Reggae Boyz were shot, cleared out. British Virgin Islands in all yellow top, yellow shots are goal this. Gold or yellow looking color. Reggae Boyz and British Virgin Islands breaks away. Ball played behind.
Click the live button below on your feed. Just click where it's live.
Reggae Boyz in black shorts and you know what kind of top that, the fish top? Junior?
I don't know.
The diamond looking top.
That sounds better. That sounds
diamond looking top. "22nd minute into the ball game, Reggae Boyz leading 1-0. They try to get Cephas behind. Cephas now into the sand pit. Cephas. Cephas getting in. Cephas in. Cephas. Reggae Boyz can't get a shot. Watch it. Yo, Reggae Boyz find them like lower twist. Reggae Boyz, yo, we find a side.
Yo, a Casey Palmer level is, but Casey Palmer not playing.
Not playing.
Oh,
Not
Lord.
playing. This is Casey Palmer level and him not play.
Greg Lear with a cross into the box of wide open header, and that look like John Russell. Who would that have Afro? A John Russell? And when John Russell grew out him Afro like that? Wait, John Russell not playing?
Yeah, John Russell is playing.
So what? I want him grow Afro like that. I thought he had a low fade.
I don't know. Maybe I did braids in there weird last week.
Artificial braids?
Well,
yeah, maybe beard. Yeah.
I don't know. Free kick to the Reggae Boyz.
Wasteful.
Yo, people, make sure to smash the like button. Tell a friend about the show. Ball chat watch along of CONCACAF World Cup qualifier. Reggae Boyz versus British Virgin Islands. A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground down in British Virgin Islands. Number 207 rank. I'm talking about 2000. 207 rank. And so now it's updated saying Warner Brown is the goal scorer.
I thought it was Warner Brown. But that's I thought it was Warner Brown. I know it wasn't Richard King.
So this would be Warner Brown second
First
goal
international.
in what, 4 appearances?
Sound about right.
That's a lot more than some men scored in 15.
And Jamaica now done for them, right?
Big up Marlon. Yes, Marlon Broomfield says Warner Brown. How me can watch it live from CONCACAF YouTube channel. In fact, let me see if we can drop the link in the.
If you're in the United States, you can watch it on CONCACAF YouTube. Go to CONCACAF YouTube channel and you'll find it there. Free.
CONCACAF YouTube.
Soon forward, one sec.
Come on, Reggae Boyz leading. I see if we can just drop this link, the CONCACAF link for the people.
Yeah.
Still 1-0. Reggae Boyz leading British Virgin Islands CONCACAF World Cup qualifier taking place. Road to FIFA World Cup 2026. Trying to drop this link in the chat. People. Also, El Salvador playing.
Jamaica not scoring more yet.
No, it's still 1-0.
What's going on, man?
Huh?
They
Still
expect
1-0
Trinidad-
Reggae Boyz leading. All right, there's the link, family, of the game. You can click that link and it will take you to the YouTube channel, CONCACAF YouTube. Yeah, remember to smash the like button. Bailey, Bailey talks a lot for someone who does nothing for Jamaica. What Bailey say now? Yeah, Junior, you mentioned a video when you forward. What did BM says Bailey is allowed to get away with murder and it's not right. Junior, any thoughts on that one?
He can get away with murder because he's a star baller. He was the face of the team coming in. Is he still the face of the team? I think so, yes, because he's playing at the highest level. But Jamaica seem to have a different. They're trying to develop a different identity right now. I'm not going to say that they have a different identity, but they're trying to develop a different one right now. And one where it seems like they're trying to hold people accountable. So Shamar Nichols will never get picked for the squad, right? When normally you would think that he's a shoe-in just because of him being him. So hopefully this is a new direction for Jamaica finally.
Reggae Boyz trying to play down the middle, broken up by the British Virgin Islands. And free kick. Cephas with the foul there on Forbes. And what we have drinks break, family. We have a cooling break as the players comes over to get some much needed refreshments. Hot day down in British Virgin Islands at the AO Shirley Recreation Ground. Reggae Boyz leading British Virgin Islands 1-0. Coach Steve McLaren in conversation with Richard King and Low. Well, British Virgin Islands coach David Perez Asensio, I guess giving some instructions to his group. Other CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers currently going on. El Salvador is playing. Honduras is also playing. There's a lot of conversation going on in the British Virgin Islands huddle. British Virgin Islands, of course, is already eliminated from contention of the FIFA World Cup.
I think the players are asking each other what their names are. Yeah, so who are you? So you are, yeah, are you okay. All right, cool.
Speaking of Steve McLaren said for the Unity Cup, the Reggae Boyz coach Steve McLaren at the pre-match presser said, he struck a tone of a very bullish tone. This is time to step up regardless of the situation, regardless of what is occurring, whether it's flight difficulties, whatever it is, suck it up and let's go and play some ball and win games. He said for the Unity Cup, they had how many players? I think like 7 or 8, something, I don't remember the exact number, new players. And so they all met and they got on with the business at hand. So that sounds good and dandy when you're playing against British Virgin Islands. But once you go to the real Gideon, you don't want to have teams that are missing, players that are missing, are just meeting each other.
Well, and that's where I get it out the way now.
Yeah.
And I you know what I like about this game too is, and I've been slighting British Virgin Islands the whole day. And I'm not to. It's very rare that you get to watch a Jamaica football game and hear us with the opportunity to say that Jamaica is much better than the opposition. So, because you might hardly hear it, some people might feel a little bit offended, and I get over it. It is what it is. But with that being said, it is good as the Damian Lowe gets stepped on, I guess. But it's good for the players, especially the UB40s, the John Russells of the world, the Mason Holgate of the world. It's good for them to get experience on this field, in this condition, which is very similar to the National Stadium in terms of when you hear people complaining about playing surface. Because the ball isn't bounced. Look at how the ball is rolling. It's not rolling through. So playing against a team that you're expected to win, this is the perfect training ground to learn to play on this field, on this type of conditions. As we just see John Russell miscontrol a ball.
Snitch King, the Big Up family, the game is on CONCACAF YouTube channel. We dropped the link for the game in the chat. Just scroll up in the chat. You should be able to see the link. Let me see if I can just drop it again for those who are just coming in. Big up to the family. Remember to smash the like button. I'll drop the link again here in a few minutes. CONCACAF YouTube channel. You can watch the game.
I'll drop it. I'll drop it in there.
You drop it? Okay. Junior will drop it.
I got you.
Reggae Boyz leading 1-0. Goal from Warner Brown. Second goal for the Reggae Boyz. And I want to say... So there's the link, family. There's the link. You just click that link and it takes you directly to the CONCACAF YouTube page. And you can watch. I don't know, you're going to watch CONCACAF YouTube page and listen to Ball Chat at the same time, no. Yeah, before you leave, Snitch King, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and look aboard. You can watch on the CONCACAF YouTube page.
You can mute the CONCACAF YouTube page and listen to our commentary.
Reggae Boyz. So goal difference is an important factor, could be an important factor in this thing. So first job first, you want to win, and you want to win by as many goals as you can.
Right.
Remind listeners, the point standing heading into Group E matches today. Guatemala sitting on 9 points. Guatemala played last night. Reggae Boyz sitting on 6 points. So those two teams will advance to the final round. Dominican Republic and Dominica sitting on 3 points, and British Virgin Islands down at the down a gully, sitting on 0 points.
And I really don't care about goal difference right now, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Because beat Guatemala, beat Virgin Islands, beat Guatemala, you win the group. It's just that simple.
So that I hear, but you see, for me, on any given day, because there's a reason Guatemala is, really stacking the deck and trying to stack up, run up scores on teams that they're playing, right?
Right.
Because they know going into that final game, they defeated Dominican Republic 4-2 last night.
6-2.
A
6-2.
No, 4-2. Trinidad won 6-2.
Oh, Trinidad. Yeah.
That is
you're right.
what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, you're right.
Trinidad won 6-2. Yeah, so Guatemala knows that if it can keep that superior goal difference by a country mile, then the last game going to the Reggae Boyz to the Independence Park, they will park a bus and defend and then utilize any, Central American football tactics as they can, frustrate and try to come away with a point. So we have seen that script already. So we don't know how it goes. So this is why if you have a superior goal difference, then you force them now to come out and play ball.
Yep, that's true. as Holgate is ready for a long throw.
All right, so 38 minutes in, what can you say about this football game, Fably?
It is a weird game because Jamaica has had the lion's share of possession. The ball has lived closer to BVI goal, but Jamaica hasn't really been pressuring the goal as much. So I would say it's still finely poised because all it takes is a lack of loss of concentration and focus by the Jamaican defenders, and Virgin Islands can be back in the game with a goal.
And we have not, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I haven't seen any as Forbes or Splat that is try to come down the right. Watch out, man try a Peretta miss the ball.
I hurt himself.
How the grass trick him? Which one? How did the man say, you know, we had the two fandangles. Richard King looking to send it long. Now, the question I wanted to ask, family, was that have you seen any like Jamaican chances from open play? The goal scored from set piece.
Demarai Gray did have a good shot from about 20-something yards out. But to answer your question, yeah, I mean, Cephas did get away a couple of times and a couple passes that were to be the final pass hasn't been telling or hasn't been true, and that has kind of held Jamaica back. But have there been moments where they could have created even more pressure? Yes.
A British Virgin Island player down. He's getting a bit of attention, getting a bit of treatment there. Andre Blake walking out of his era to kind of instruct his team. Is there a sense of urgency or frustration here, or in none of the above from the Reggae Boyz? I mean, they're in the lead, but there seems to be that we saw Lambegisa talking to the referee about this call again. The foul was called on Lambegisa. Lambegisa is a bit upset with the call. Now there's a meeting of the minds. Lowe and Blake, and who else that? In a deep conversation almost at the center circle. While Steve McLaren stands in his technical ear with his hands on his side. Julia, why the captain definitely saw something and felt the need to rush out and have a conversation with three players there, including Lowe. British Virgin Islands breaking through and Lowe with a foul there.
And it look like Lowe is playing holding midfield.
And it's one of those tame fouls. Lowe probably could have cleaned him up a little better if it was a different team, but he decided to kind of go easy. It's like I don't want to kick you down, brother, but and I don't want to kick you down. That was Price cutting in for British Virgin Islands.
I know BVI with a free kick. They're about to venture into Jamaica's 18-yard box. Let's see if they can get something out of this. And the answer is a dangerous looping header.
Yep. Ball into the arms of Andre Blake, who tries to get the Reggae Boyz quickly going. Rolls it out. No opportunity, and the ball is played back. And it's Forbes there.
What a ball game, boring.
Reggae Boyz look a bit, the man them look a bit lackadaisical idea, you know. BM said the fact that there is frustration against BVI says a lot. You know, sometimes when we go play a Sunday even ball game and you just don't eat your rice and peas and fried chicken and salad and your belly full and you go out there to go play some ball and you walk on the field and say, yo dog, yeah, pass the ball, give me fun. Just let me get that look and find a feel of vibes. So that's kind of the mood me I get from the Reggae Boyz. It's like the man them just like I got through the motion right here now.
Yo, the game, the back, it just looked like a practice match.
Not even Morning Cup, ID Cup match, practice match, this kind of regular. It's just, you know, watcha. And British Virgin Island players now are getting into it, thinking that, you know, cause wanna try Purette, wanna try Fandango. So them say, well, we're not going to World Cup, so might as well we try a thing.
I want to play for a contract at Mount Pleasant.
But they are setting up in a defensive low block sort of structure as the ball is cut out. Pass from low is cut out. Ball is into Forbes now. And he runs it out of play and a throw into the Reggae Boyz. 44th minute of CONCACAF World Cup qualifier at A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground in British Virgin Islands. So Lowe is getting a lot of the ball and looking to send over the long pass behind, looking for Greg Lee, but it's overrun and out for a goal kick. Overhit. Yo, free Casey Palmer. This is Casey Palmer level.
Yo, I'm going to refill my water, yeah, man.
And this is one of the beauties about beautiful things about World Cup qualifiers. You have to essentially go in and adapt to the elements. And the elements could be hot sun, rough conditions. There's a lot of factors at play. And it's all about how you adapt and can you quickly adapt and then utilize those opportunities. Reggae Boyz definitely needs to speed up the pace and play a lot more quickly. Damari Gray sends it back to Mason Holgate. Holgate sends it wide to King. Richard King in his own half. Back to Holgate. Holgate walking into the center circle. No pressure on the ball from British Virgin Island. Cephas drops back to get it. Cephas sends it back to Holgate. Low moving around. An option. Richard King looking to send a deep shot from way out, and it's punched away by the goalkeeper out for a corner kick.
From way out.
Yeah, that shot there from way. And it looked like he kicked it that hard. Corner kick to the Reggae Boyz. First corner of the game?
No.
Not?
At least the second corner.
Okay.
Now, looking at the flags, one thing to highlight though is the wind is blowing in Jamaica's back. That means as we approach halftime, that means second half, Jamaica will be defending against the wind.
Corner kick and it loops out for a goal kick. Damari Gray with the corner kick, a strong wind pulled that ball out. Was looking for I guess Damian Lowe at the back post, and there we have it, family. Halftime. Let's see what the halftime entertainment look like, because we see some people that walk out.
A lime and spoon race.
First half action. That's it in the book. First half action in the as the man we said, Trinidad, this definitely reminds me of yard, a country where yo walk away across the field, go over so go Go sit down and have no halftime interaction, brother.
And guess what, though? There is no AC in that building. You have no AC units or vents on the top. I don't see any on the side.
BM says Casey Palmer will look like prime Zidane against this team. In fact, Casey Palmer should be begging the coach to put him on right now. Because, and especially, I think from the vantage point where, he can make an argument as a coach. You need the man them are playing a low block. Give me a run so I can unlock them. First half, talking points for me. Your takeaway from the first half.
A boring ball game. As we see, the entertainment are some cheerleaders in white tops, red, yellow, blue, green skirts. None of them. Why can't be BVI? What? Look, I don't know. Benton.
Yeah.
I honestly think that if I was to play in this game, I would probably treat it like a Sunday ball game. And the Jamaican players seem like they are approaching it that way. It's just, let's try not to make it more interesting than it needs to be, and let's just get out of here and get ready for Guatemala.
So you think that the players have decided that, look, we're trying to look forward to the next football game?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any danger in doing that, family?
Of course, there's you really don't want lack of focus come in and knock you. Okay, if you have that lack of focus in that one moment, you give up a goal. That's it. I will look at the John Russell header. That you should have done a lot better with that header. Looking at the replay, why don't I header 6 yards out? I head it right into the goalkeeper's hands.
What would be the talking point for you and for you if you're in Steve McLaren's shoes?
Go out there and score the second goal as quickly as possible, and get a third one if you have to, if you can. But let's go out there and get a second goal as quickly as possible, and then let's work on something that we've been trying to work on in practice.
Halftime, approaching in the other games, El Salvador leading Anguilla 2-0, Honduras and Cayman Islands still 0-0 as they approach a half here at the A.O. Shirley Recreation Ground in British Virgin Islands. Reggae Boyz leading 1-0, 67% position start to the Reggae Boyz, so 33%. 3 corners for the Reggae Boyz, none. 5 shots to 1 for the Reggae Boyz in favor of the Reggae Boyz. 3 on target for the Reggae Boyz. Bottom line is that just get the 3 points. What kind of music British Virgin Island known for, family?
They play soca. Have some sort of soca.
What?
I'm pretty sure soca.
Soca?
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't drop people and pit, watch out.
No, she must drop. Hey! All right, come now. Go on. All right, Fatty Boom Boom, go on.
Yeah, man. So, as for Steve McLaren and the Reggae Boyz, again, this is just another opportunity to get the 3 points and then move on to the bigger fish to fry, which is the game against Guatemala coming up. Before you alerted us about the game started, we were looking at, the breakdown of the FIFA World Cup 2026, the number of teams at the FIFA World Cup and how many teams each confederation gets. Asia AFC gets 8 slots. Teams that have already qualified from the Asian Confederation: Iran, Japan, Jordan, Korea Republic, and Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan will be at the World Cup. Imagine that. So 5 teams from Asia Junior already booked their place. Your big country, China, PR, didn't make it. Talk to me about Asia.
Well, I mean, that saves us of some uncomfortable news coverage during the World Cup next year. So that's what I take away from now. But
this would be a tariff-heavy team.
yeah. So apart from that, though, still early days. Still early days. A lot left to be decided. And the big boys are on their way.
So Iran, Japan, Jordan, Korea Republic, Uzbekistan already booked their places. So Japan, of course, the standard bearer, the big side over in Asia. And you've often spoken at length about how Reggae Boyz and Japan made it to the first World Cup in 1998, and the gulf between these two teams now is just unbelievable.
Yep.
Yeah.
We keep restarting.
We keep restart. Appear restart.
Our restarting in reverse.
Confederation African Football CAF gets 9 slots for the 48 teams. 48 team FIFA World Cup. No team has booked their place yet, so watch the space. No team has booked their place from CAF. So we played Nigeria in the Unity Cup. They're in a spot of bother, so they have work for them. CONCACAF gets 6 slots, 3 slots automatically booked. Canada, Mexico, USA have already booked their places. So 3 additional guaranteed spots. So CONCACAF, of which the Reggae Boyz is looking to get one of those 3 slots. A playoff tournament for 2 spots will go to a CONCACAF team. There's intercontinental playoff based on the 2 best second place teams in the final round. Junior, your favorite country, Bahamas, is already eliminated from the World Cup qualifier CONCACAF road to 2026.
Whoop-de-doo.
Bahamas, Anguilla, British Virgin Islands already gone, and a few other teams. Just small minutes. Did the Confederations Nations League help these teams at all? Because they still didn't do much. Junior, you've been a big advocate of Confederation, the Nations League, and it really helped these teams.
It helped Jamaica, though.
I mean, these teams still get eliminated from early out in the World Cup qualifiers, just like that.
But it makes the having a extended World Cup still a bit more competitive, in my opinion. Now, regionally, you're still going to have the top dogs be the top dogs. I don't think Nations League will make a bottom-ranked team going to the top 6 of CONCACAF. Nations League make British Virgin Islands play against Jamaica, and it still be 1-0 at the end of the first half. That doesn't mean that Virgin Islands is going to be better than Jamaica, but the game is more competitive.
I mean, I think I was hoping to see a little bit better competition. Some of the teams improve, then they regress. Like the Sugar Boys from St. Kitts had that improvement in the Gold Cup, and now it's back to a bug side.
Well, it's hard to maintain. I believe it's hard to maintain. You can't. The consistency required to, especially when we talk about qualifying for the World Cup when it's a 4-year cycle. The consistency required. Qualifying for the World Cup is either there's no luck in timing. Qualifying for the World Cup is a testament to your federation being able to remain organized and keep everybody on track. over a 3-year period, 2-year period for the qualification cycle, right? Especially to keep them on track for a goal that is not easily attainable for most of these teams. It's hard. So I wouldn't hold that against them. However, we see these teams peak and play a little better football over the period of time with Nations League. We see these teams play better at their peak than they were before. And I think it's because they have the ability to play more games together. Now, will they use that to the best of their advantage? Probably not all teams do that. But I think it gives them an opportunity to be a better outfit.
Big up Fabi. Fabi says Sugar Boys had a lot of older players or older guys when they played the last Gold Cup. Now they're rebuilding with younger players. Good, good. Big up to Atiba Harris and the organization down there inside. Because, and we have always maintained here at Ball Chat, the better the Caribbean teams perform, the better it is for all of them. Because the fact that, we spoke about Dwight York and Soca Warriors 6-2 victory last night. It's good to see the Soca Warriors making that resurgence. I mean, you know what? Jamaica play against some local duppy bat side, and next thing you know, they run up in a big North American opponent and cannot compete. So those Caribbean competition, those Caribbean teams to improve so that when they play each other, the competition is fierce and top level, top shelf competition. CONMEBOL gets 6 slots and for FIFA World Cup 2026, and they also get a playoff spot. Argentina already booked their place. Argentina has been outstanding, absolutely outstanding. I think Argentinian fans and such people are thinking that they can repeat, Junior. And it's a tough ask. I mean, you don't, in the modern era, you don't repeat, but Argentina look like they really want to take a shot and repeat. Is what I say?
Yeah, and I don't think them have the ability to repeat. I really don't. Spain is peaking at the right time. France is still France. The old boy aside, I think Portugal have a very good chance of winning the World Cup next World Cup. That Portugal team is loaded. But Argentina is loaded. Argentina is still the standard bearer. But like you said, right, and rightfully so, it's hard to repeat, Benton. Because remember, Argentina is a team that lost to, was it Saudi Arabia that beat them in the first game?
Yeah.
So, arguably, they snuck up and won the World Cup. They can't sneak up on anybody this upcoming World Cup. That's why I think it's going to be a little bit hard for them to repeat. You have some good teams coming. Come and tell you already. Italy, Portugal, France.
Man, yeah, we're talking about winning the World Cup. They bring Portugal name now, this brother.
All right.
We're talking about winning the World Cup. Don't bring Portugal name.
Remember, should I tell you, Portugal is a loaded football team.
And what? As the teams are back out on the field. Right. Portugal, Oceania Group gets 1 slot, and New Zealand already have it, and they get a playoff spot. Subs coming in from British Virgin Islands. By the way, Fabi Frana says the support that Trinidad got in their last game was massive. The stadium was packed. Yeah, I watched that game last night, and it ended up, 6-2. Sugar Boys scored 2 goals. It was 2-2. And Soca Warriors, the fans, they were lit. I mean, it would be nice to see the National Stadium on Tuesday packed like that when the Reggae Boyz play Guatemala. because the place was rammed like Bulko, as certain artists would have said.
And McLaren, Coach Steve McLaren did say that was his dream. His dream is to see the National Stadium full to capacity for a Jamaica game.
We're back on in British Virgin Islands at the A.O. Shirley Craft ground down there. 1-0 the Reggae Boyz lead in British Virgin Islands. UEFA gets 16th spot, Junior. We'll just round this up as we pivot to the game. We saw Norway defeated Italy in a huge shock yesterday.
Yep. And it's how them beat 3-0? Why? Italy is just a traditional team that just on and off. They don't have no consistency in them. When them come good, them good. But when them not good, them horrible.
So when they're bad, they're really bad.
When them stink, they stink, boy. As Jamaica apply a little bit of high pressure, well done, Dixon and Carla. Oh, I guess.
A substitution for British Virgin Island, Jake Forbes is off and Kevin Cesar is on. That's the only substitution that I can see here, family. 1-0 at the half. Objective for the second half of both of these teams. Starting with the British Virgin Islands.
Start with British Virgin Islands. Keep doing what you're doing. You will get a chance. Play consistent. Stay consistent. You will get a chance. Trust the system.
As for John, as for Jamaica's coach Steve McLaren, your objective for this half?
Don't leave the game to chance. Put them away early. Do not leave the game for chance.
British Virgin Islands.
Are we at a fall?
I noticed a very strong win as there's a shot there, but it just ricochet of the defender and into the arms of Andre Blake.
The cameraman have on a puncher.
It might be drizzling.
And a punch that is a scandal bag.
But one thing that's quite obvious, as you said before, the win is a pretty strong win.
Yeah.
A pretty strong win.
And Damian Lowe is playing holding midfield.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what level Damian Lowe plays holding midfield, him just kick down people as he falls another player. So, in terms of McLaren and assessment, is this a situation that he's looking to employ against? He's testing out with this low in midfield situation against better opponents. Is he testing this case for a low in at the base of the midfield?
I would hope this is what he may use going forward. As Lowe by himself take out 3 defenders with a pass.
So in the Unity Cup game, oh boy, okay, let me leave that alone.
Yo, from rain coming up.
Yeah,
look at the hill.
Yeah, we can see some dark clouds drifting in. Michelle said, BM says, imagine Cristiano at 41 winning a World Cup. Michelle said, what about Germany's World Cup chances?
No, Germany just lost to Portugal. Even though it's a close 2-1 game, I don't like what I'm seeing from Germany.
The issue I have with Germany is this coach, Julian Nagelsmann. I don't know what to make of Julian Nagelsmann.
Exactly, me too.
I don't know what to make. I thought I think he's a good coach, but there's some things that sometimes like some head scratching decisions sometimes. So
Yep.
they do have a talented group. Of course, the Florian Wirtz baller that Liverpool is currently running down. What's it? What 150 is the latest bid.
Yep.
And of course Musiala. I don't know what to make of Germany.
Me
But-
neither. They're in a state of flux to me.
But also, I will not pick Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal to win any World Cup.
All right.
Never. I've seen too many good teams of Portugal from Portugal go to World Cup do foolishness.
True.
So what's going on? So Musiala is still recovering from that injury, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do
Still
we know when his potential return date?
I don't know. BVI can possibly create a little chance out of nothing.
I mean, I can see the coach definitely getting some positives out of this ball game. I mean, they're definitely passing their ball, dropping deeper. As the rain comes down, Kaim Dixon looking for an option. Ball youth! Wait! Dixon in. But Dixon couldn't find his way on that shot. Good pass there, Junior.
Beautiful ball there.
Oh, that was from low.
No. Hell no.
Who passed it?
That was Greg Lee. Or was it Warner Brown? I think it's Lee. How you pronouncing him? Greg Lee, Greg Lehigh. How you pronouncing him?
I've heard him say it's Greg Lee or in an interview or something to that effect. If my memory serves me correct. As the rain is pouring down in British Virgin Islands, Reggae Boyz still 1-0 ahead of British Virgin Islands. All right, so we're seeing the replay of the pass. That's Damari Gray, right?
Hell no.
BM says all Dixon had to do was play the simple ball across the CFAS for a tap in. Yep.
All right, let me tell you who it was. It was, it was Gray. I just rewind it. It was Gray.
Yo, let go Casey Palmer. Film level this.
And Ravel. But I think Jamaica want to score a second goal first.
John Russell. Where John Russell reach up there so? Fine Lambegisa. Ball cut into the box. And overhit. No one on the end of it.
You know who happy for the rain?
Who?
Damari Gray. Because look at Gray at the top of the 18. He just always look boss.
And Reggae Boyz getting ready, getting some subs in. Dixon is off. Bailey is on.
Oh my gosh.
And Romario Williams is coming on for, I would presume, Warner Brown.
Oh Lord have mercy.
So weird. How can I chip in this? Burrell, you know what, let me calm down. So Burrell, I thought, was quite impactful and effective in the Unity Cup. Wouldn't he be the first sub off the bench? If to replace Warner Brown and not Williams. So Leon Bailey now goes into the right wing position. Let's see how he does.
Hey, it better to come out and come to chop in this. Yo.
I said no accountability. The boy do whatever I want and still outrun ball game. Maybe this is Leon's showpiece. As British Virgin Island breaks into the box, Leon quickly back to help. Pokes it away. Lembegisa looking to thread the needle. Intercepted. Slot. The ball is ricocheted off John Russell and out for throw-in. Yo, Bertie, come now, man. Take it through and make a move, no? Ball Chat is the only show that knows the British Virgin Island players. Fear and balance. Fabs. Trying to go around Cephas. Cephas fast like grease lightning on his way. Dribbling down with his head.
Back. The breeze holding back.
And in the fast, in a wet condition. Look like. Here is Leon Chippy Bailey. Dance around one. How you mean? Ball to John Russell. Russell, oh, low with a heavy touch there.
I don't know that the
would say he has a touch offer.
That's great. That
is the great.
Yeah, low
Sorry,
down to
with a heavy, horrible touch.
Hey, if Low did that first touch, him use him studs and shoot the ball.
Whatcha? How is it? Yes, it's great with a very horrible first touch. Steve McLaren decided to take shelter.
I mean, Steve, set out the I don't even want to say nothing.
No, he's deciding to walk out. He's not satisfied with what he's seeing. As Marion Gardner is the one who's telling players to push up for come. There's a collision there in the midfield.
Lower crew people.
Collision there in midfield. Yo, watch it. The physio is like, brother, man, I have me run out of this rain here, man.
And the physio have a D-strap. Low is a danger to himself and property.
Let's see the replay. Yeah, Low took out 2 players there. Football family, ball chat watch along CONCACAF World Cup qualifier between the Reggae Boyz and British Virgin Islands down at the AO Shirley grounds. Ground down there in British Virgin Island.
Hey, you saw the report in other news. Rodrigo understood that Real Madrid is open to letting him go, and they want 80 million upfront, hard, and with an expectation that it will rise to 100 over time. But if they have a hard line of 80 million.
Well, it seems like he wants to leave, so why not?
Yep.
Why not? Why not go and explore greener pastures? It's a bit strange to me that he's not in the Brazilian team still, but Brazil team, but I don't even know what to make of that one.
Where is he going to play? Remember, he said he wanted to play on the left wing, you know.
Yeah, but regardless of where we said he wants to play on the left wing, he can come and play on the right wing.
I like what Carlo is doing. Carlo is in essence saying his way or the highway. I like what he's doing.
He spent most of his career playing on the right wing.
Right, but then Rodrigo came out and reported that he's want to play his natural left wing position. That's what he said the second Carlo was announced as Brazil's next coach. You know. He said that. It's not reportedly, it is not hearsay. Rodrigo said, I want to play on the left wing. That's my preferred position. I'm tired of playing out of position. Those were his words, exactly.
Ball ricochet off. Virgin Island player and out for a corner kick to Reggae Boyz. Yeah, Virgin Island man, them just out there run up and down in a rain.
Get boring, man.
Man, game boring for real. It's absolutely boring. Yo, we have 29 more minutes of this.
This is a jump asleep earlier. Yo, but up from 6 o'clock this morning, got a basketball, no brother.
Yo. All right, we just are going well, meds. Junior, you can't go and go sleep, brother. Corner kick in, cleared out.
It's almost like, it's a matter of time before Jamaica score.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, you need a second goal. It would be nice to get a second goal and put less with this game that close. Any card can play later on. Chippy lays it off to Lambagisa. People, big up, remember to smash the like button. BM says, big match tomorrow, Spain versus Portugal.
Yep.
That's what, Nations League final, right?
Yep.
You know what? Might do a watch along for the ball game now.
So more right.
Might do a watch along for that Spain Portugal game.
That's all about right. What Lord of mercy.
Tomorrow we are do a watch along at 3 p.m. We are going to turn on the machine. Oh, wait. West Indies are playing. West Indies cricketer. West Indies is playing England. I won't be available. I'm watching West Indies.
Shameful.
Goal kick to British Virgin Islands. Where an appeal there for a penalty, Junior. Well, go on, a penalty that. No,
the ref waved it off. The ref waved it off instantly. I think he's talking about proximity.
Yeah, man, it's not penalty. His hand is close to his body. Yeah.
No, his hand wasn't close to his body. His hand was away still, but the shot was from close. So I don't know what the penalty rule is anymore. I don't know.
Reggae Boyz pushing into the British Virgin Island. Half long pass here from King, cut out. Here comes British Virgin Island. Splat, and the ball is played all the way back to Andre Blake. Low, looking to chip one over. Cut out.
A King passed that.
King.
So both King and Low is venturing into the midfield. Wait, a pull up? That was a good ball from BVI. And the left winger just stopped running.
Yeah, good pass. Yeah.
Like it's a can't bother. Yeah, see my stretch.
Yeah, look like Is that Caesar? Kevin Caesar, I think, for British Virgin Islands.
And now, who would I pull up?
I know a Jamaican player who's down. Who's down?
That King?
Yeah, one thing, Yeah,
Yeah,
Richard King is down. One thing, rain ball nice, But them man make rain ball look rough.
Yeah, they make it, because when it start rain, it should be the hardest way to pull up, and them hamstring. I mean, just come off of the field, brother.
Yeah, stretcher is out for Richard King. So of course, one of the objective of the team, of the coaching staff, of course, to come out of this game with the 3 points, and also second objective is to come away injury free. Richard King seems to be in a spot of bother there, family.
Yeah.
Yo, watch along tomorrow, Spain versus Portugal. Balcha, watch along. Nations League final. UEFA Nations League final. 3 o'clock. So whosoever need to cook the Sunday dinner early, start out the pot early and then forward and watch a ball game.
Me a throw word after?
Yeah, might as well.
No, you talk about sun hot ball game and rain ball. You know, when the sun is the hottest is right after it raining.
So the sun is coming back out.
It's going to be hot.
So like,
all right, ref, let's blow it off first. Let's blow it off first.
So we, okay, I want to go on around there, so every man I look on the physio, it's like Richard King said, we don't play ball for you day, brother. So weird. Look at that interaction. The coach turned around and look on King and know, what case Palmer we might talk to? I talk to the official to see if he can get on the field, as Latiba there and Casey Palmer are waiting to enter the game.
So Damian Lowe goes back to his traditional centre-back position.
So where's Latiba there going? Which part am I play? Midfield? Am I going to play?
Must be. Maybe we're going to take off John Russell.
No, but sir, if Latiba there play holding midfield, isn't this the same thing with the dentist?
No. But we don't know what he played. Why, Romaro Williams? Why?
No, all right. And again, I advocated heavily for Burrell to forward in before Williams, but coach, now listen to me, brother. 1-0, approaching the 78th minute as the subs get ready to enter the game. Well, coach, Casey Palmer in. Wait, as Bala comes in, he gets the ball. Watch out with the fancy control. Watch out. Watch out. What do you mean? Casey Palmer showing for the ball deep. Just like Xavi did at Barca.
Lord of mercy.
Here, Cephas on the left side. Yo. Hey, I tell you, say the rain slow down Cephas in a region. Yo, rain slow him down.
The clear the ground, just better ground, just hold him.
So what is British Virgin Islands doing? Why the man kick the ball to the goalkeeper for clear? Why goalkeeper not just clear the ball and done? It's not pass out of the back. A shot off the post.
That was score?
The goalkeeper still down. Go on. Yo, hold on. Hold on.
The keeper did.
No, wait. Let's not laugh. Off the post from Mario Williams. But what happened to the goalkeeper? Off the post, I hit the goalkeeper in his head. No, hamstring.
Yo,
Ham-
yo, yo. I'm
Yeah, the
coming in.
goalkeeper has dodging the ball and pulled his hamstring. That was a rocket
Oh,
from
no.
Mario Williams.
How does the goalkeeper dive? I hurt him. Look, people, we're not laughing at his injury. We're laughing at the cause of the injury. It's a difference. It's a difference.
Goalkeeper, hope goalkeeper Beckham.
No, he's not all right, Benton. No, he's not all right. He's not okay.
Yeah, man, I think his days it look like I hit that.
Yo, how? First of all,
Let's see
Mario
the replay
Williams,
of that shot because I want to see what exactly going on. That's all.
it's him calf. So it's like both his calves. So when he stretch, him calf get pulled.
No, at the response, the goalkeeper sit down in the other side of the goal and say, yo, help me. That is the reason why I was like, what happened to him?
Yo, what that's what me sit up because when the shot get taken, I was like, oh, that's a beautiful goal. And then all of a sudden, the ball fly back. Someone said, wait, did the ball hit the net? Did it hit the net that hard?
Yeah, so forcefully, yeah.
I never said no. I never said the goalkeeper dropped down there. I said, wait a minute. Oh, after the keeper.
Strange things are happening in CONCACAF World Cup qualifier game between Cayman Island and Honduras. 0-0, 68 minutes at the Truman Bowden Stadium complex down in Cayman Island. I guess this Hondurans probably say, you know what, we can't bother with this, we're running upon doing an idea. Goalkeeper Beckles still receiving some treatment. A bit of treatment.
Yo,
there.
that's why the physio have a knee brace. Come on, that's too much, man.
Yeah. Seems like he's gonna be able to continue. No. Don't force it, goalkeeper. Don't force it. This is not. Sub. Yeah, man. His right leg looks a bit. Look like he cannot put much pressure upon the right foot.
But I'm still dumbfounded by what happened with that, though. But still, I try to understand what really happened.
Yeah.
Yo, the goalkeeper look like a UH student. Boy, go to class, man.
Reading up on my British Virgin Island knowledge here as we wait the restart of this game. Players trying to get some refreshments as seems like he's gonna continue, family.
Yep.
Goalkeeper seems to be able to continue. Goalkeeper Beckles from the British Virgin Island. The most famous celebrity from the British Virgin Islands is Richard Branson. Is perhaps one of the most famous celebrities in the British Virgin. He's known in the BVI for owning several private Saturday.
Virgin Atlantic, right?
Yeah. Giving you a little bit of British Virgin Islands knowledge here. Yeah, we don't really recognize Richard Branson as no one significant, but yeah, we know that. But we know say others do. Right? In terms of Caribbean significance, we look see what British Virgin Island contribute to the thing.
Tourism.
Okay. 1-0 still Reggae Boyz leading this. Family, we need another goal. Reggae Boyz need another goal. Ball is with Bailey. Bailey sends it to Palmer. Palmer holds on to it. Palmer tries a no-look pass, but his teammate is not reading it. Referee calls a foul.
You're not live.
Free kick to the Reggae Boyz.
Click the live button. You're not live.
Oh, I'm not live. Oh, thank you.
Watch it. Watch it. Lord have mercy. I think the ball, as Damian Lowe headed the ball straight to the goalkeeper, I think the ball has made more saves than the goalkeeper. But the goalkeeper never saved that. Is the ball save him?
Ball save. So Latibeaudiere is in midfield.
Yeah. Both Latibeaudiere and Casey Palmer.
So this is the way. But this is a repeat of the dentist Hamir Al Grimson's strategy. Latibeaudiere seems to as the British Virgin Islands break down the left side into the Reggae Boyz box. Man around Damian Lowe, and a good save there by goalkeeper Andre Blake. Kick save.
Kick save. And he didn't know much about it either.
Yeah, because he was actually diving inside expecting the cross. But the player went for the near post and kicked out by goalkeeper Blake. Very good save. Dangerous there.
Could have been a goal.
Here comes Romario Williams. And Romario Williams with the goal. Wait! He's not scoring. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Romario Williams broke free from a Demario Gray pass, 1-on-1, pushed it wide. I was thinking that that's in the back of the net. And we're seeing the replay of that Andre Blake. Did he save it or did it come off the post?
Saved it. Kick save, like you said.
No, but interestingly, you see how you can see that age is reaching up to Nana, you know. The British Virgin Island player just go on him and him say, you know what?
No, but he rather do that than give up a penalty.
Yeah, but he didn't even shuffle his body to kind of shield him. He couldn't even shuffle.
I don't think he wanted to touch him.
But Junior, he didn't move. He didn't even shuffle.
True. That's true.
BM says, do you find it concerning that Jamaica is beating British Virgin Island by just one goal?
I think it's a little bit of more playing down to the competition.
But
it would be more concerning. It would be more concerning if I saw Jamaica bombing down the field and British Virgin Islands bombing back down the field as well. It's not a back and forth game. Jamaica is basically sleepwalking right now.
I mean, this is more par for the course for the Reggae Boys. This is kind of true to form. They play. We do remember the game against St. Vincent and the Grenadines where them just kind of huff and puff their way through the game. Remember the game against Cuba where they huff and puff through so I am not surprised by what we're seeing against British Virgin Islands. Ultimately, they will get the 3 points, but there's no illusion that the Reggae Boys are going to really run nobody off, I feel.
You hope they will get the 3 points.
Yeah.
Because that chance by Virgin Islands a while ago, they were just a lucky bounce away from not scoring.
Weird. I saw that. What the man, how many Rastafari go on? The man said, don't move. The British Virgin Islands. No. What is going on here, Junior? And it's a situation when you play with Puppy Dog and Damari Grace cleaned out by Mars there. Reggae Boys into the box across the area. Cleared out. And a British Virgin Island fan is waving the flag. Ball cleared. All the way back to Blake. 82nd minute. Lambegisa miscontrol in midfield. Trying to dribble around. And it's chopped down by Forbes.
Very lucky. Very lucky there, Lambegisa.
BM says, I feel like Jamaica is delaying the inevitable where the campaign is concerned. The inevitable as not making the World Cup. Is that, we just want to make sure, I don't know. Yo, fun and joke aside, Jamaica, if Jamaica can qualify for a 48 team World Cup, 48 teams.
That 2 of the teams are hosts for your region.
Yes, 3 of the teams are hosts for your region. 3. And you have 3 spots left, plus 3 and 2 playoff spots. If Jamaica cannot qualify for the World Cup under that scenario, then come on, man. Then this is foolishness.
Yep. I agree 100%.
Then that means that we don't have to hire no fancy coaches, no name brand coaches. Steve McLaren can go on back at him yard. And then the UB40 can go on back at him yard. If we cannot qualify for the World Cup, then the man need to go on back at him yard. And then the prima donna player in Jamaica, then forget it. We don't call now again. We just call the youngsters them and just work from there. So. Casey Palmer, speaking of prima donna players. So one of the biggest things for me here is that Romain Borrell should be on the field. We saw him in the Unity Cup, how he was such a threat to defenders, applying pressure, pressing them, harassing them. Against a British Virgin Island back 4 that is not very comfortable. That's the type of player you want to harass them and put them on a constant, but you have a Romario Williams where him not do them type of work. Then just go on easy. Just walk up and down. I think we will be applying for the coaching position if and when it becomes vacant.
Yep. I mean, and maybe he's being saved for Guatemala. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Guatemala, yes, definitely. Fair enough.
And also remember, we play Guatemala Tuesday, and I think we turn around and play them again Saturday, right?
We'll look at it here. We played them in the Gold Cup.
First game of the Gold Cup.
So we'll. June 16, yeah.
Yeah.
Monday, June 16. But enough time between these two games. You play Guatemala June 10th, then you have 6 days to the next game.
Yep.
'86 minute of play. Reggae Boyz still leading British Virgin Islands. The number 207 rank, FIFA rank. British Virgin Islands 1-0. Goal from Warner Brown. Ball to Cephas on the left. So, wait, what just going on a while ago? Did he miscontrol the ball?
Yeah, miscontrol. But Cephas is off.
Or is Greg? Is it Cephas or Greg?
I be Greg. Brother, how far am I going to throw the ball?
Omar, you're trying to get control of it. Casey Palmer looking for it and headed out. By the way, Dwayne Busy Atkinson is on the field. We did not update you on that change. Off for the Reggae Boyz, Brown, Dixon, Cephas, and Russell, and Richard King are the 5 subs off. 5 people replacing them: Bailey, Casey Palmer, Atkinson, Latibeaudiere, and Romario Williams. For British Virgin Islands, off Mars, Lacey, Forbes, T. Forbes, Tyler Forbes, J.A. Forbes are off, and the players that have replaced them: Troy Caesar, William Robert Green the 4th, Ija Williams, and Hugo Lizario are the players on. Busy Atkinson is on the left wing. Yeah, this is why Cephas now start more frequently in our ball games now, because he get one little opponent to deal with, and he didn't really do much of anything.
Well, like you said, the rain slowed him down.
I was the only. So wait, him is a one-trick pony. BM, Cephas is a one-trick pony. Him can't do nothing when him slow down.
One weather pony.
Yo, Mr. Ref, hurry up and blow this off. We have road to go. We have things to go do. And I tell you. We have barbecue to go attend. Big up to the people that will attend the barbecue over, sir.
What time it start? 6 o'clock?
At 5, but you don't know, say, at Jamaica time.
Yeah,
which is 6 o'clock full time. The barbecue start 5 Jamaica time.
I just carry me youth them and just pass through for all.
Looking forward to see the family. Big up, big up, big up. Yo, referee, hurry up, hurry up. Where is the African referee who blew off the game in the 88th minute when you need him? Throw into British Virgin Islands. Long throw incoming as Bertie sends it in. Cleared out by the Reggae Boyz. Out for another throw. So, yeah, so British Virgin Island thinks that them can score. As a goal, them a look.
Yeah.
Why them have so many players in attack? Bailey, what's wrong?
Bailey, come off of the field. Come off of the field. Come off of the field.
We don't say Junior going to say that, you know.
Get off of the field, man.
I swear. I know saying they're going to say that. Blame it on the weather, family.
I'm going back to say, Him have the right name, Chippy. I'm not Chippy, but I go Chippy.
Yeah, referee. We don't add no 90th minute. We don't need no extra time. No added time for this ball game. We don't need none. Lambegisa. What Lambegisa though?
Remember the keeper going to kill himself a couple times, you know. Wait.
Steve McLaren is livid. He's outside of his dugout area shouting. Who is he shouting? No, now he's pacing around with his head down.
I like Steve. I really like Steve.
I mean,
I really like him, Benton. I'm sold.
I respect his CV, but Junior, some of the things that I'm concerned with is like, all right, he might do the same thing with dentists do.
No.
Latibodier in midfield.
No, but Latibodier not starting.
But he's playing at integral time in a ball game and him nothing in no man midfield.
They put the ball when the game done.
Nothing in no man midfield. Low in our midfield. No, we don't need that. By the way, tomorrow we'll talk about, when we do the watch along, we'll talk about the Reggae Boyz World Cup squad.
Yeah.
How about Mason Holgate? Has he
Very, you know, at the same thing, I probably the same thought came to mind when he get the ball when you had. That's the way to have it. I forget to this man play ball. A very quiet game, which is good and bad in some aspect.
Misplaced pass by Lambegis at the low, showing him say, yo, put the ball on foot. But the low can't move for the ball.
Benton, some serious rain of forward, you know.
Yeah.
You still a go around, sir?
Yeah, man, I go around there, man. I'm telling you, man. Half a go around, half a pass through. A long time we not see the family.
Yo, the man pipe. Oh, get it back.
Severe.
Lord Romario wicked. Yes, Bailey, cuss him.
I'm desperate to score a goal.
Yo, and Casey Palmer just pulled on him in Virgin Island twin.
And pulled on nothing. And yo, I like the scoreboard on the wall over there, sir. Look at it on the scoreboard in the background.
Remember that BM says
to the scoreboard. Well, Casey Palmer jump on the man back, brother. I can't fish through that.
Not into naughty crime.
And yes, it's a big result. This Honduras 0-0 with Cayman Island. Now, this is talking about teams that just strange. Honduras is another one.
Yeah, another team that is in flux. They just those teams. All of these Caribbean, all of these CONCACAF teams. Except even Mexico and America kind of got through it, and Canada, every one of them got through this flux. They can't seem to maintain consistency. But some teams, when them dip.
Yeah. 1 minute left in this football game. 1 minute left in added time.
And McLaren is still beside himself again. Tuesday against Guatemala family. This is gonna be an interesting game. Of course, top two from Group E. Reggae Boyz will go through to the next round. Of course, you want to win the group. That's give you an easier group in the final round. Chippy trying to go at Bertie. Plays it to the busy. Then it's the ball off Forbes and Wilshire. blow it off, Fred. Blow it off.
And
Jesus.
BM says Honduras finally scores 1-0. So
The ref said, all right, come, done, come.
yeah, ref, we're done. We don't have no more time for this. Ball game done.
Ref
End
said,
of the
come.
action. 1-0. Reggae Boyz over British Virgin Islands. Three points, Junior. First job one done.
Yeah, and you took care of business. Now, nobody's going to remember this game and how bad it was or how low it was. Jamaica won. They secured themselves in the next round. So let's go out there Tuesday as a new game. Hopefully we see some people in the stands and take care of your business.
Remember to smash the like button. Tell a friend about the show. I mean, I think overall, again, I don't really want to read too much in the ball game. Ultimately, ideally, you would have loved to see Reggae Boyz come out and score 5-4-6 against British Virgin Islands, 207 ranked FIFA, 207 ranking, FIFA ranking. But this is not par for. This is not something that the Reggae Boyz do. Them not score no bag of goals. This is not something I come to expect from this football team. When they play so-called inferior competitions, they will essentially drop their game and make life a little bit more difficult than it needed. But ultimately today, the central objective was to win, and they got the job done. So that box is the most important one.
Yes, I agree. And we'll just move on to the next game.
We just move on to the next one. So, there's nothing big to write home about this football game. I mean, other than just 3 points. We'll just, the big game, of course, is Tuesday against Honduras.
Yeah. Against Guatemala.
Against Guatemala.
And I'm because I'm a Jamaican fan, I'm going to be delusional and say Jamaica just played down to its competition. So that means that I expect to see better Tuesday.
Do you think there are other issues here at play? I mean, with the
No. I think the players are humans too. Me sit down and drop asleep on the stream. Because the quality of the game is the feel, the competition. Just look at the highlights. This look like they played at a high school. They literally played at a high school with a field in the backyard. So the players them were also affected by it.
So maybe should I just play the Premier League man and Jamaica Premier League man them? Because it's for them level field.
Yeah, but you run a risk of losing. So, I mean, it is what it is, but you win, and that's all that matters, and we keep it moving.
At the conclusion of today's game, Reggae Boyz now sit on 9 points with Guatemala. Guatemala has a superior goal difference. Guatemala on a +11, Reggae Boyz +3. So, Guatemala will go into Tuesday's game looking for a draw. Reggae Boyz will go in looking for a victory to win the group. Of course, again, the top 2 teams, Guatemala and the Reggae Boyz, have already booked their places to the next round. So, I that to know.
Yep. Turkey's leading America 2-1.
Is Pochettino's job in trouble there?
Yeah, because he's not American. And Jack McGinn scored in the first minute. Turkey scored in 24th and 27th. Arda Guda scored and Karim Akurtoglu.
Weird. So, Junior, you say he's not American, but at the end of the day, the team they're not winning football games.
Yeah, but the rope will be a lot shorter because he's not American.
U.S. men's national team getting ready for Gold Cup. Okay. Yo, I don't feel sorry for them, you know. Don't feel sorry for them. In fact, bag them up, Turkey.
Switzerland leading Mexico 1-0, while Canada leads Ukraine 3-0.
3-0. All right, final thoughts before we go to Riyadh, because we have barbecue for go. Reggae Boyz and Reggae Boyz versus Guatemala. And let's get the latest score results of the other games. Reggae Boyz 1-0 over British Virgin Islands. El Salvador 3-0 over Anguilla. Honduras 1-0 of Cayman Islands. That game is in the final last few minutes. Goal scored by Wesley Robinson, an own goal. Cayman Islands, Wesley Robinson with an own goal for Honduras there. So Reggae Boyz victorious. But Junior, final thoughts on this football game and anything else to add before we go over yard?
Like you said, the misery is over. It could have been labeled as a trap game, and Jamaica survived it. Depending on what we see. If Tuesday come out and Jamaica have a boring 0-0 draw with Guatemala, or Guatemala beat Jamaica, then some serious questions need to be asked. But the thing that
asks of who? The coach or the players?
Everybody. The coach, the players, whichever players he picked, some serious questions need to be asked. But the thing that is going to keep him afloat, or the thing that's keeping him afloat right now, is that Nigeria game. So we saw the same Jamaica played last week and played at a certain level. We know that level is there. Now, why did they not produce at that level right now? That is to be determined.
Yeah, man. CONCACAF World Cup qualifier continues this evening. Games are Aruba versus Haiti kicking off at 5 o'clock. That should be Haiti. Bahamas versus Costa Rica. Costa Rica overwhelming favorite. Of course, Bahamas is already eliminated from any chance of making it to the World Cup. Belize versus Panama. That game is at 9. And we will be back tomorrow for Nations League, UEFA Nations League final between Portugal and Spain. And we'll also take a look at the Reggae Boyz Gold Cup squad. Reggae Boyz 1-0 over British Virgin Islands. Boy, the ball game boring. Goal scored by Warner Brown in the 17th minute.
Now I was going to go to my bed, but barbecue was set.
Barbecue time. Big up to the listeners. Big up to those who are watching on I Am Jamaica. Check us out on Facebook at Ball Chat. We're on Blue Sky and Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. Link us on TikTok at Ball Chat _podcast. We're also on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. Yo, barbecue, Reggae Boyz 1-0.